So we all know that women in particular are really good at masking their autism. And I wanted to just make this video because as a high masking autistic woman myself, I got in many situations, some dangerous, that I really didn't need to get in. And I think the danger of being so well hidden, your true self being so well hidden and so well camouflaged because you're so good at masking and mimicking and copying other people, is that you can inadvertently wander into situations that can be very dangerous and very uncomfortable. And I think that for me, it was very much a case of copying and people pleasing. So I knew that if I acted a certain way, or if I did a certain thing, or I went to a certain place, that I would be more accepted, and that people wouldn't notice that I was uncomfortable or different in any way or finding things challenging. And I was a master of this. I really, really was. But it did get me into quite a few situations when I was particularly in my 20s, very uncomfortable situations, some of which were of a sexual nature, places and things and people I didn't want to be with, and I certainly didn't want to be doing the things I was doing with them. So I think it really can be quite a dangerous thing. I think I don't think I was easily led, in the sense, if someone had said, jump off this cliff, I wouldn't have done that. But I was so wanting to be liked and to be desired and to be normal, for want of a better word, that I just sort of went with it. And a lot of the times, even when I was doing the thing that I was doing, I may have on the outside been looking like I was having a nice time, whereas inside I would have been sort of dying, like crying inside, just thinking, oh my God, why am I here? What am I doing? Can I go home, please? And that's very difficult, and it can also glean a very bad reaction, because if you are giving off this facade that you are life and soul of the party, that you're having loads of fun, and that you really want to be there and you're really up for it, basically, and you're really not inside, and then you suddenly change and you can't keep up the mask, it's just too much, that can also be a very dangerous situation. I've been lucky in the fact that when I have been in that situation before, and the mask has slipped and my true self has come out, and I have, for example, just started crying because I can't take it anymore. I've been lucky enough that the people that I was with, or the person that I was with at the time, because it's happened more than once, have been understanding. I didn't know I was autistic at the time, so I didn't know why I was feeling the way I was, but they were understanding enough, even though they didn't know what was going on, and neither did I, to let me come out of the situation. But I can imagine it's not a stretch to have that happen and then someone get very nasty and possibly violent, because you're suddenly changing from this sort of up for it sort of personality to this one of fear, of like, oh my God, what am I doing in this situation? So I just really wanted to come on here and say that it's okay to mask. We all do it. Everyone does it. Even people who aren't autistic, they do, assimilate to their environments to a point. But for an autistic woman, yes, okay, masking gets us through the day. It gets us, through challenging times in the outside world. And to some point, I don't disagree with it. But when it gets to the point where, like with me, you are having possibly bad experience after bad experience, and you may not even notice it at the time. It may take you a while to digest what's happened, and that actually you maybe were taken advantage of, or you were really uncomfortable, or whatever the situation was. That is not okay. And and it's no one's fault. It's not even the person you were with's fault, because they're getting a different picture. They're getting this sort of like, hey, you know, really gregarious person. They don't know that you're actually not that way at all, and it's all just a mask. So it's no one's fault. It's not your fault. No one's to blame, but just be aware of it. And you don't have to please people, and you don't have to forgo your safety and your true self to fit in. It is really, take it from someone who knows, it is really not worth it. And I don't really have many regrets in my life, but there are some situations that I do regret, because if I had known I was autistic back then, you know, 20 odd years ago, then I wouldn't have got in those situations, because I would be advocating for myself and thinking, no, that doesn't make me comfortable, I'm not going there. So please, watch videos, speak to people who have experience with autism, if you think you may be autistic, because you can get into dangerous situations. And I don't want that for anyone, especially having been there myself. So please be mindful, please look after yourself, please be safe. And if you don't feel comfortable in a situation, leave. Don't force it, and continue to go on with whatever that is, because ultimately you could put yourself in danger, and you can hurt yourself mentally too, So please look out for yourself, high masking autistic women out there. Look after yourself, advocate for yourself, try and drop the mask a little bit, so you don't feel like you have to always fit in with everyone else, because you don't. It's okay to be you, it's okay to be autistic. So yeah, please look after yourself. That's what I'm saying, really. I hope that makes sense. I tried to, without giving specifics, because I don't want to give specific details of my past life, but I hope it kind of comes across that what I'm trying to say makes sense. Anyway, wishing everyone a wonderful day, and please like and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.